welcome back. And so when we thought that the National Convention of the People's Democratic Party was going to hold in November, despite the litigation that seemed as an obstruction, it seems as if the crisis in the party is getting even deeper and more concerning, with suspensions and counter-suspensions that took place over the weekend. The Wiki faction of the group, as we now see over the weekend, suspended the national chairman. And earlier on, the national chairman had suspended the national secretary of the party, the national legal advisor, and 2 others. So is this the final straw that has broken the camel's back as far as the PDP is concerned? Let's talk to one of the founding members, if you like, of the PDP in Lagos, Mr. Adedeji Doherty, former chairman, PDP Lagos State, and former organizing secretary, PDP Southwest Zone, who joins us virtually on the program. Good morning, Mr. Doherty. Thank you for joining us on the program.
Good morning, and thank you for having me.
And so I'm going to start with an extreme. Is the challenge of the PDP spiritual rather than physical? It seems as if the crisis, is getting deeper and eating deeper into the soul of the PDP.
Well, definitely, I'll say, thank you for having me this morning. And before I start, I'd like to congratulate Honorable Abdul Rahman as the acting chairman of the People's Democratic Party today. I hope he is able to succeed in getting the party back on track. We pray for him. I will stand with him. Having said that, the problem of the People's Democratic Party did not start today. It didn't start last year. It didn't start before. It didn't start when the president came in, which is Bola Ahmed Tinubu. It started quite way back, and unfortunately, over the years, the PDP has diverted from what the founding fathers wanted it to be like, and that is the rule of law. Your commitment to the constitution of the party, following the guidelines of the party, following the tradition of the party, which opens its doors to everybody, Christian, Muslim, traditional, everybody, whether you're from the north, you're from the south, you're from the east, you could become anything in the People's Democratic Party. Whether you are rich, whether you are poor, it is a party that embraced everybody in this country. It was a melting point of unity, and it was also a party that protected the democracy it led. Now, having said that, unfortunately, you understand, the influx of this I don't know how to put it, because it involves the governors. When you have this governors forum, the governors now came to destabilize whatever the NWC and the structure of the party had created. Now, there were 2 levels of authority within the party, especially when you did not have a president. When we had a president, it wasn't so. But once the president left the scene and we didn't have a president, then the Governors Forum created its own authority. And this has what has led to a lot of them going in and out, making, trying to turn things around. However, they had 2 sets of governors. One set of governors still followed the rule by coercing, talking to people, financing, listening, coming to terms with even those that were not happy. An example of those governors are like Okowa, former Kowa, Diri, Wiki, you know, Eno, you know, these are governors that kept the party going. But if they saw that you were not happy in the north or you are not happy in the east, they don't impose, they don't trifle you, they don't squeeze you, they don't malign you, they don't, what they do is that they call you, they talk to you, they even go as far as begging you. You understand? An example is Koshedo, that is in the Deputy National Secretary today. Okay, I was supposed to be the National Deputy Secretary. Wiki called me, Wiki and Makinde called me, they begged me, they coerced, they said, look, let us look at it like this, let us look at it like that. And I handed over that position to him. Now, whatever happened after that is another thing. What is happening today is that one particular governor from the Southwest is the one controlling the whole party and trying to frisk everybody. And trying to squeeze everybody, remove this person, remove that person, screen out this person, keep this person away. And it does not work in PDP because he does not have, he's a governor, but he doesn't understand the tradition of this party.
Engineer Doherty.
We have been in the party since 1998.
Yeah.
You understand? He came in probably in the late 2000s.
Yes.
You understand? And this is the person that is really creating the problem. And when you meet, sorry to say, when you meet people that are ready to face those kind of tyranny within the party, whether it's good, whether it's bad, whether it's negative, whether it's positive, as a politician, what you want to do is just win against that person. And that is what is happening. People want to win. And in trying to win, they are ready to do and undo anything until the party now gets to that point where we follow the constitution, we follow the rule of law, we open the doors, and then we mind our business in our various states. You don't stay in your state and then go to other states and start putting those states into chaos just because you and Chief Bode want to presidential plan. That won't work.
Engineer Doherty,
it won't work.
Yes, so it's always interesting to listen to you politicians. In fact, let me say this again. It's always interesting to listen to Nigerian politicians talk because there are two governors in the Southwest who are still PDP. One is in Oyo State and the other is in Osun State.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there are two governors. So I'm wondering which of them you're referring to. For start, let's start from there.
Listen to me, right? The main thing is this, right?
No,
which governor?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter which governor, but I can tell you that it is your state governor. Listen, that's why I mentioned presidential ambition. The other governor does not have a presidential ambition.
All right.
Listen, I'm not afraid to say who it is because I'm not a professional politician. What I want is the rule of law to be followed.
Yes.
And these guys do not follow it. They come on TV, George. It is for them to walk their talk.
So let me
walk your talk.
Yeah,
Don't get on TV and say all this kind of things.
So let me get to ask my question then. I mean, because
go ahead.
This split has further intensified the issues in your party, two warring factions as it stands right now. And I had to take a moment and listen to you because you are a governorship aspirant here in Lagos State, so you could have been a governor as well. Perhaps, you know, the narrative would have been different in the Doherty. So it seems that you are on the side of the FCT minister, whom you have listed as some of the, persons who is really holding on to the party and doing well. But there are those who think that the FCT minister, who is still a PDP member, should have been suspended from your party a long time ago. So How do you respond to that argument?
Let me
That's
tell
the
you
first question. My second question, Judge Wansi.
Do you want to listen?
No, there are two questions in one. So
okay.
My second question is, it looks like your party has completely fallen apart. Is there a way back for the PDP? And just how will this work?
Okay. Now, let me tell you something. Let me just explain something straight to you. Before this issue with Wiki, because Wiki is a human being, he's a governor, so he has feelings, whatever it is. There was an IU-led ESCO. Okay?
Yeah.
That IU-led ESCO was the one that really created the major problem that is happening. Wiki has been a staunch member of the People's Democratic Party up till this point. Now, when I was chairman, was when I had, I was able to deal with him to know the kind of person he is. But like I said, I am not a professional politician. What I just see is the truth. Now, as far as Wiki is concerned, Wiki had agreed that he had lost the presidential election. Okay, that's a fact. The other fact is that Wiki sat down with the article-led and discussed. They agreed to some things, but those things were not done. That hurt him. And remember, there were G5s. There were G5, including the governor of Oyo State. So that is the beginning of the problem. How has the governor now turned to be one person that shouldn't be suspended out of the party for all the things that the five of them did, and it's only Wiki that should be suspended? I don't think so, because I know that Wiki and the governor of Oyo State both sat and agreed on this Southern presidency. Now, having agreed on the Southern presidency, can you find out what happened that made one of the five turn against the four? Okay? Now, you now come up and be holier than thou. I don't accept that.
You tell us, sir.
You had already, I was the presidential campaign chairman for Article in Lagos.
Mr.
And I
Doherty,
know what Chief Bode George and Wiki and Makinde did. You understand?
Mr. Doherty.
At the end of the day, this is where the problem had started from. So if we don't go back to that, right, then we will not be able to move forward.
Mr. Doherty, you tell us what happened. Why did they fall out? They were in the same camp before, and they worked together as G5 to help the All Progressives win the election. We know that. Mr. Wiki didn't hide it. So what happened that Mr. Wiki and Mr. Makinde fell out?
So this is a question that you should ask Wiki and Makinde, Bode George, and Chief and Governor Wiki. Not me. I don't have an answer to that. I don't know. What I know is this, that at the end of the day, the office of the organizing secretary, throughout from the congresses, throughout from the Congress, from the World Congress to the local government Congress to the state Congress, the actions of Wiki and Makinde, the actions of Chief Bode George, the actions of the Director of Mobilization and Organization was all against the constitution of the party. And I told them, I said, you can go ahead, screen me out, whatever you want to do. You can go ahead, change all the ad hoc delegates' results. But you know what? The result is going to wait for you at the general election. And that's exactly what happened. You disenchant and disenfranchise the members of the party. They all wait. Nobody wants to go to court and all those things anymore. Go to court, go to court, go to court, go to court. Nobody wants to do that anymore because it's a futile exercise. What you just do is just wait and watch and then fold your arms during elections. And then the other party wins. You don't have to go and vote for the APC. The APC do their job. They work. Let me tell you something. Out of all the political parties that I know in Lagos, in Nigeria, it is the APC that goes into other political parties to go and to woo people into their party. The PDP doesn't do that. The SDP don't do that. All of them. Do you know how many times the APC has come to me and I've said no? Even that deputy governors for.
I'm glad that you have mentioned that. I'm glad that you have mentioned that because I mean, yes, Njadoti, I'm glad that you have mentioned that the APC has come to you because there are those who even think that the PDP in Lagos.
Yes, to my
there are those who even think that the
PDP in Lagos. I cannot go anywhere else.
Yes, I mean, sorry, there's that failure in our network. But there are those who even think, I'm glad that you mentioned that because there are those who think that the PDP in Lagos is always just working for the APC. So I'm glad that you have tried to mention that to us this morning. But I mean, I asked a question earlier. So is there a way back for the PDP and how? And then let me also ask you, because people say that, yes, the FCT minister, Mr. Wiki, is hot. But there are those who think that, I mean, let's lay this to rest and move on and build a new party. Is it not time for the FCT minister to just move on and let the past go?
Let me say something. With all due respect to all those involved, okay? With all due respect, there is a way out for the party. The only way out is for everybody to follow the Constitution. Listen, you want to do a national convention in November. In Lagos, we did a local government congress. We don't have the results up to today. We did they did a state congress on a state executive that their term is going to expire next year, March. Who does that? Now, having said that again, at the end of the day, you have a problem. And the problem you have is that one particular governor decided to buy the forms. You know, if I had this interview in my office, I will show you a bunch of forms that have not even been filled, that were dished out by the governor of Oyo State through Koshedo in Abuja. Who does that? You come from Oyo State, you come to Lagos State, you buy only one form. They never sold any form to anybody. Look at what is happening now at the national convention. You want to do a national convention? We don't even know who are those participating. We don't know who are those contesting. We don't know who are those that have picked up form. The only person that we have seen that is a consensus chairman. Then you have Arapaja that has collected the form for national secretary. So you tell me, the governor was one that picked Arapaja for Southwest chairman.
Yeah.
He picked Arapaja for vice chairman Southwest. He is now picked Arapaja again for secretary. Come on. It's such a purity. And just because you are a governor, see, we have other governors that have come and gone. We have had Akala, we have Ladoja, we have had a lot of people in Oyo State that have been governors. So I don't understand it.
Well,
really,
Mr.
I don't understand it.
Mr. Doherty, political watchers would also...
Maybe what you said about spirituality in this problem, maybe it is maybe spiritual. I might even agree that it is spiritual.
Oh my word.
Mr. Doherty, some would argue some would argue that former Governor Wiki is also fomenting trouble.
Believe me, because when people behave like this, I don't understand.
Mr. Doherty, some would argue that former Governor Wiki is also fomenting trouble within the APC in River State as well, and wonder why he wants to control all of the structure in River State. But we must anchor at this point and wish you well, really, ahead of that national convention that is now merged in litigation.
Let me say something about that.
We don't have any other.
Assisted IAPC to win River State.
Okay.
Yeah,
so I will advise that if he wants to control River State APC, that's fine. What I will not get into is what he has with Fubara.
Right.
I don't want to go into that. But when it comes to the political side, you understand, I think that he did quite a lot of work for Mr. President in River State.
All right.
You understand?
All right. Mr. Adedeji Doherty is former chairman, PDP Lagos State, and former organizing secretary, PDP Southwest Zone. Thank you for all of the revelations that you have brought through on this one. We look forward to another time with you. Yeah.